1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 376, Cardinals at Pirates.
Welcome back, baseball fans. 1971-74 Carryover League. We have a fantastic series today in the National League between the Cardinals and the Pirates. Boy, I tell you, these teams, this is very important baseball we're playing, and we're getting some really cool results from the two squads. Been following the league. The Cardinals, the surprise leader, desperately holding on, trying to be a front runner and not get caught from the rear by the Reds and Pirates. The Pirates, probably your paper tiger, the best paper on cards, one of the best teams in baseball, on the top shelf with whoever you want to put them on there with. But they have been playing under their abilities to this point for this pivotal series in the most important and best division in Strat-O-Matic, the National League North. These two squads, plus you got the world champion Reds and a Cubs team who's played admirably under the circumstances. Let's see what has happened as the series opened up in St. Louis for Game 1. Jim Rooker for the Pirates, and it's number 4 starter Scipio Spinks, 72 card for the Cardinals. And the Pirates get to Scipio in the middle innings. You get a double. You get a Clemente RBI single. However, Larry Milburn got thrown out by the +2 arm of the center fielder in that one. And then in the 6th inning, a 2-run homer by Pop Stargell. It's 3-1. Jim Rooker threw 6 frames, only gave up a triple, scored on a ground ball. And the Pirates add more runs late to this. They just have a better roster and finally utilize it in the appropriate way. And they they show the Cardinals who's boss here in Game 1. Pirates win this one 7-1. Rooker goes 6 2/3, 3 hits and a run. Bruce Keeson, Dick Kelly finish it. Spinks, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. Al Santariti and Steve Barber kind of blew up in the 8th and 9th innings. This was a close game, 4-1 game, but the long men of the Cardinals made it easy for the Pirates in Game 1. Do the Cardinals answer in Game 2? You think they might if they play the way they have been thus far this season in a Game 2. And they do. They do get a win. It's Bob Moose for the Pirates and Sonny Siebert. Welcome to St. Louis, Sonny. Former Boston Red Sox, acquired in the offseason along with Reggie Smith. Sonny Siebert goes 8 innings, gives up 9 hits and 4 runs. It was a 3-run homer with 2 outs by Richie Hebner. Those things all happen every once in a while. A run scores on a bases-loaded pass ball. Those are the 4 runs Sonny gave up. But it is the Cardinal attack that gets to the Moose in this one. After 2 outs in the 6th inning and a man on, you get a Sizemore single, a Lou Brock single, a Babe McBride double, and a Joe Torre 3-run homer. That's how the Cardinals pounce in this one. They get another homer by Bill Sadakis in the 7th. And the Cardinals win 8-4. And the Cardinals are saying, we're not backing down. We didn't just show up by accident in first place. We're a good baseball club. They bring you the 3 S switch hitters, Smith, Simmons, and Sadakis in the middle lineup behind Joe Torre. They do a Gibson and Siebert, Al Hrabosky closing things out. Blake McBride, nice little hitter there. So they're not really a bad squad. And they're probably not on the level of the Pirates, but overachieving a little, Pirates underachieving a little, balances things out. Series tied a game apiece. Then we go to Pittsburgh. Game 3. It starts to turn a little bit as Bob Gibson, the ace, against Steve Blass, the Pirate ace, give the advantage to the Cardinals. But Mr. Gibson, Willie Stargell, 2-run homer. You know, one of those 1971 MVP candidates. Joe Torre, Willie Stargell, and Hank Aaron. Very pivotal players in my league. Torrey has led the Cardinals thus far. Stargell's starting to pick it up. Hank Aaron, though, is far distancing them as the likely MVP, leading the Braves. 2-0. You get an RBI double by Clemente. 3-0. And Steve Blass goes 8 2/3 against the Cardinals. They bring in Dave Justy to get the final out and preserve a 3-0 Pirate win. And for the first time in a long time, it looks like the Pirates might be making their move. Cardinals are fighting and clawing, doing the best they can, but their offense came up with another clunker here. 3-0 Pirates win. So, do the Cardinals have an answer in Game 4? Very huge game I just played. And it was a classic. In Game 4, you have Chris Short, a lefty, and a lot of times a team has to have a left-handed starter. And if it's a team that doesn't have one, they go into free agency and find one. They found Chris Short, who was a Philly. He goes against, believe it or not, Alan Foster, a guy the Pirates stole out of the Cardinal farm system because the Cardinals had too many right-handed pitchers. So it's Alan Foster for the Pirates, not the Cardinals, against Chris Short. In this one, it is Joe Torre with a 2-run homer to start the game. 2-0. You get an RBI single by Oliver, it's 2-1. Bottom of the 5th, they get to Chris Short. Single walk, single, a sac fly, a Bob Robertson RBI double. It's 4-2. And now the Cardinals are in a little bit of panic mode here. They start to see this series slip away a little bit, down 4-2. But they come back in the 7th. Starter Alan Foster, they're not going to let the rookie lose. He gives up a double, and then he's hooked. After facing Sudakis, they bring in the lefty Ramon Hernandez. He is the best long lefty for the Pirates. He comes in and gets through the inning. It is 4-4 as we get a sac fly by Ortiz. It's a 4-4 game. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, they get Short out of there. They go Chuck Taylor. He throws 3 shutout innings. So, both teams, desperate for the victory, go to their best relievers. It is a 4-4 tie in the 9th. Brock flies out. Ortiz doubles. McBride singles him to third. Runners in the corners. It is Joe Torre, MVP candidate. Sac fly to give the Cardinals a lead in the 9th inning. But in the bottom half of the inning, against Al Rabowski, the Cardinal closer, a Tavares single. And with 2 outs, it is Willie Stargell with a 2-out RBI double for that MVP candidate. And the game is retied at 5 apiece. And we got extra innings. What a classic. And this is where the Pirates can get you, folks. They got Ramon Hernandez and Dave Justy, 2 of the best relievers in all of baseball. Hernandez a relief 3 and Justy a relief 2. And it's in these moments, like I said, the Pirates, when you go to the top shelf, they have an answer for every situation here. In the 10th, Justy gives up a single, 3 outs. But in the bottom of the 10th, it is Richie Hebner who crushes lefties, gets a leadoff triple off the Rabowski card. They bring the infield up, but it's of no use. Manny Sanguillen walks it off with a single in the 10th inning, giving the Pirates a 6-5 well-earned win. And is this the move we've been wondering about? Is this the move for the Pirates? Do they finally, is this the keystone that gets the dam blown and the Pirates start to show what they are on paper? Let's take a look at the overall standings now. Oh my goodness, folks. Now you're going to look at these records and say, a game over 500, a game over 2 over, like they're not good. No, they are good. They're just beating each other up. When you beat each other up, you can't run away with anything. And give the Cubs in last place some credit. They're just 10-13, so they've held their own in a tough division where everybody is playing good enough and nobody wants to fold up and give their season away. So that's where we're looking at right now in this division today. Pirates are up 3-1. They are in first place as I speak, with the Reds and Cardinals just a half game behind. This series will go, this division will go into August, early September, before we know more. But boy, I tell you, it's been a wild ride in this division, and all these games, they're like playoff games, and we have one today. For you, it is Game 5 in Pittsburgh in newly opened Three Rivers Stadium. The Pirates would love to finish these Cardinals off 4-1. They are a pest. They are a nuisance. They are very good, are these Cardinals. And we're going to go back to two pitchers who pitched on 3 days rest. Sonny Siebert for the Cardinals. He beat Bob Moose 8-4 last time he was out there. Siebert, 16-game winner, 2.91 ERA for your 71 Red Sox in 235 innings. And of course, it is Bob Moose trying to come back with make up for the bad start against Siebert last time. 13-game winner, oddly enough, a 2.91 ERA as well. How about that? Siebert and Moose have identical ERAs. So you're set up for a brilliant game, folks. I hope it turns out. Hope you get a good one here. Cardinals, Pirates. A lot on the line here in a Game 5. Siebert and Bob Moose. Let's get started. Leading off for the Cardinals, it is Lou Brock. 311 is a walk. I think you got to try a stolen base. You just have to do it. I know Singian's got a cannon arm, but he steals second base. First stolen base of the series. Took him 5 games for Lou Brock to get one. I think he's only attempted one other one. Batting second today as the Cardinals trying to get a little bit more offense. They've put Jose Ortiz in the lineup and moved McBride into the 6th spot today. See if that helps the team out. Jose Ortiz, 45, sky's the center. Joe Torre, 1-9 Torre with an RBI, single to right field, probably an RBI, but you got Brock trying to run against Clemente, you know, probably the only outfielder Brock won't run on. Because with with less than 2 outs and a potential for a big inning, you don't take on the -5 arm of Roberto Clemente. Nobody does, including Lou Brock. So you have runners on the corners in the first, trying to get a big inning here, pile up some runs, don't get thrown out carelessly. It's Ted Simmons. 2-5, let's take a look at the Ted Simmons card. Brilliant 72, 16 homers, a 303 average for Ted, and 2-5, triple 1-7 double. That's a 2-base hit, and Torrey will hold up a third. So Brock does now score. It's second and third with 1 out. It's Reggie Smith. 57 off of Moose is a sac fly to right field. Scoring Torrey, the 1-8 runner off Clemente. That ball must be on the warning track. So you got a runner at second with 2 outs for Big McBride. 37 flies to right field. 2 big runs for the Cardinals right out of the gate against Bob Moose, who's a little confused about how to get these Cardinals out. Bottom of 1, Larry Milbourne. Ever since they put him in the top of the Pirate lineup, they've been winning. Simply because he's a beast stealer and they wanted somebody who can threaten a stolen base. He's the only guy. Him and Tavares are the 2 shortstops, and they platoon him, and nobody else in this team can steal. Pirates don't have any speed. It's their only weakness. Larry Milbourne, 68, flies to center. Roberto Clemente, 4-4 off Siebert, center X. In center, you have the 2-4 of McBride, and he makes the grab. Al Oliver, 48, is a strikeout. Top of 2, it's Ted Sizemore in the 7 hole today. 1-7 for him is single 1-3, and he lines out. Bill Sadakis, 4-10, is a pop to short. And today, batting 9th, the shortstop is Mike Tyson. He has a better glove than Dwayne Anderson, who was a 4 shortstop, but he's in a slump, so they're going to put Tyson there, hoping the defense will help the Cardinals today. Mike Tyson, 48, is single 1-6, and he gets it. And that gets us back up top to Lou Brock. 54, lines this short. Bottom of 2, it's Pops Stargell. 67 off Siebert, flies to right. Bob Robertson, 55. Double 1-19's a 2-base hit. And your tie run is the Cobra, Baby Cobra, Dave Parker, rookie card. 2-6, Cobra delivers a single to left field. Robertson holds at third. Runners on the corners, 1 out with a 2-0 lead. You'll play back for Richie Hebner. 47 off Siebert is a strikeout, and with 2 outs. Big at-bat here for Rennie Stennett. 3-6, let's take a look at Rennie Stennett, batting 8th for this team. Rennie Stennett hit .353. What is going on batting him 8th? Well, I could bat him 2nd, but some guy named Roberto Clemente bats there. Now Oliver, and yeah, you get the idea. The Pirates are loaded, folks, and your number 8 hitter is Rennie Stennett. 353, big hit here, single ... That'll score Robertson. Parker goes to 3rd in a 2-1 game. And batting 9th is Manny Sanguillen, a 298 hitting catcher. 49, single on a 1 off Siebert, and Siebert's having none of that. It's a line out. 2-1 game. Both teams get their punches in. The 3rd inning, it's Jose Ortiz. 37 is a K. Joe Torre, 56. That's a strikeout. And Ted Simmons, 311, flies to center field. Moose gets through the Cardinals in that one. Bottom of the 3rd, back up top, Larry Milbourne, 57, second X. Sizemore's a 321. Makes the play. Roberto Clemente, 311's a walk. Al Oliver, 112. Oh boy, trouble. This is second A plus injury. That's an ending double play, and Al Oliver, for the 2nd time in the series, has to leave the game with an injury. That's going to hurt defensively a little bit. Oliver, 3-5 in center. They have Dave Parker, who is a 3-16 in center. He'll take over there. So they'll put they'll get Richie Zisk in that spot. So the 312 bat of Al Oliver will leave with an injury to be replaced with the 324 bat of Richie Zisk. Unbelievable. We go to the 4th inning, 2-1. It'll be Reggie Smith. 2-6 base hit to center field. You know, there's a saying, iron sharpens iron, and the Cardinals have been on alert that they are going to have a tough schedule all year, and they're playing tough baseball. They're down 3-1, but you get a feeling they're just not going to surrender their this division. Babe McBride, 412, pitcher B. Now you got the ace-stealing McBride with a lead. Try that arm again, or do you know you're going to do a hit and run with Ted Sizemore? And that did not work. It did not work. He got the fielder's choice on the hit and run. And you got Bill Sadakis. 34 pitcher. At least the Cardinals are throwing their switches they need to do to pull the upset. And they have a lead, 2-1. Front runner. Can they hang on? Willie Stargell. 65 off Siebert, flies to left. Bob Robertson, 66 is a single. The Cobra, Dave Parker. 66 against a lefty, though, is single on a 1. And he gets it! Huge single on a 1. Oh, Sonny Siebert. Just off the line drive, just off the shortstop's glove. Base hit, 1st and 2nd. Will this be the change in the weather here the Pirates are hoping for? Richie Hebner. 56 off of Siebert is a single to right field. It's Bob Robertson, 10 runner. Against Reggie Smith with a -4 arm. No, we got some guys who can throw. Reggie Smith with a -4 arm. Stargell with a -4 arm. Clemente with a -5 arm in the outfield. That's why these guys are going station to station. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2-1 game. The 353 hitting Rennie Stennett. I'm going to play it back open for a double play. I'm not going to bring it up. Not with the bases loaded. 1st and 3rd, I might bring it up. With the bases loaded, I want to double play. Rennie Stennett, 46, is a clean single off of Siebert. All of this off that single one. Siebert has lost his concentration a bit here. Single to center field scores Robertson. Cobra, Parker, 15 runner. And you got a +2 arm of McBride in center field, though he has at least 3 assists I'm aware of this season. He's going to run. And he scores on a 6. 2-run single. And the Pirates take a 3-2 lead. Hebner holds it 2nd on the throw. And the big bat of Stennett, who was basically banished from the leadoff spot because he was struggling there into the 8th spot. Now Rennie Stennett has woken up for the Pirates. That is scary news for the National League. Manny Sanguillen. 38. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Tough inning for Sonny Siebert. You can't believe it. This should have been a 3-up and 3-down inning. get that single, line out the rest. Just didn't happen. 3-2 in the 5th. And the Cardinals need a rally here. Mike Tyson, 59. Triple one off of Moose is a single. Back up top to Lou Brock. 310 is a K. Jose Ortiz. 1-5. Let's take a look at the Jose Ortiz card. He was a Cub in 71. 295. That's the pinch hitter. Center fielder. Cardinals claimed him in free agency. Off the waiver wire there, the 295 hitter. And 1-5 is triple. 1 is 16. Double the rest. And that is a game-tying triple by Jose Ortiz. And these Cardinals again, they're not going away. It's tied at 3. I'd like to see the Cardinals, Reds, and Pirates all play for the National League in the playoffs. Hopefully all 3 can go. Because from what I've seen from the National League West, the fading Giants, Astros, Dodgers, the expansion division, and the weak East, this is clearly, in my opinion, the best division in Strat-O-Matic. Runner at third, 1 out. They got to bring the infield up for Joe Torre. 2-9 is a grounder to short. And with 2 outs, it's Ted Simmons had the big RBI single in the first. 1-3 lines to first base. 3-3. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, Sonny Siebert, can he come back from that 4th inning blues there, where he gave up a couple runs? Back up top to Larry Milbourne. 69, pops to third. Roberto Clemente, 2-3, grounds to third. And Al Oliver, 1-4, flies, or not Al Oliver, Richie Zisk, 1-4, flies to left field. We go to the 6th inning of a 3-3 thriller. It's Reggie Smith. 64 off of Moose, catcher's card. Sanguine is a 1-E11. Makes the play. Bake Sale, Bate McBride. 2-9, base hit. A steal. Last time we tried the hit and run, didn't work. Let's try stolen base. And he rolls a 3. What's the T rating here? Sanguine has a high T rating. It's T1 at 12. Little too much mustard for Sanguine. Hits off the top of the shortstop's glove and rolls into center field. And McBride has a stolen base and winds up on third, at third on the throw. So now you got to bring the infield up. Sometimes you get those breaks when you steal a base. You get the guy at third with less than 2 outs, and that's what the Cardinals have. You got A. Bunning Sizemore. I don't know. I'm not going to do a squeeze here. They have to bring the infield up, though. Ted Sizemore. 2-10. Let's take a look at Ted Sizemore's card of 1972. They made the transaction with the Dodgers. Dodgers had no use for Sizemore anymore with Davey Lopes playing second. Sizemore in 72 hit .264 for the Cardinals. Reasonable defense, good bat handler, doesn't strike out a lot. And 210 is homer 1-4, double the rest. Just misses the home run. That is a double. And your Cardinals, yes sir, they take a 4-3 lead over the big bad Pirates. Runner at second, 1 out for the somewhat disappointed Bob Moose. Here is Bill Sadakis. 37, Sadakis single 1-10. Misses it on a 15. That was a big play there. And with 2 outs, it's Mike Tyson. 39 pops to third. They cannot add to the lead, but they have come back with runs in the 5th and 6th inning. What a heavyweight battle we got, folks. Cardinals, Pirates. Thrills every inning here. Bottom of the 6th. Sonny Siebert now with a lead. Pitching with a lead again. After the disappointing 4th, the Cardinals said, we'll help you, Sonny. We'll give you some runs. It'll be Willie Stargell leading off in the 6th. 68 for Stargell, flies to center. Bob Robertson. 2 7's a K. And with 2 outs, it's the Cobra, Dave Parker. 53 rolls to first base. Sonny Siebert. 7 and 8 in a row. Or 7 in a row with a double play, if you want to call that. Since that debacle on the 4th. We go to the 7th. Moose is a starter 7th. Has had trouble with the Cardinals in two starts. Though Ramon Hernandez went 3 innings in game 4. They do have Dick Kelly and Keeson available if we want to get Moose out of there. But Moose, I think he's got to put his big boy pants on and throw a decent 7th inning if he can. Lou Brock, 33, rolls the first. Jose Ortiz, 2 7s, a hit by the pitch. You saw the card. He's on for Joe Torre, looking for a double player of the Pirates. Torre's looking for some MVP damage. 47 off Moose is a strikeout. And with 2 outs, it is Simba, Ted Simmons. 64, catcher's card at Sanguian, and he makes the play, and Bob Moose punches his fist with a scoreless 7th inning. Getting through 7 with just a 4-3 game. Stretch time here in Pittsburgh. We are enjoying listening to the Intruders 1968 LP, Cowboys to Girls. Let's throw that one actually on the platter here for you. The Intruders off the Gamble record label from Pennsylvania. Probably on the radio in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia during the time. The Intruders. Great music from them. Back to the game. Bottom of the 7th. Always great to have a meaningful and important baseball game for you YouTube folks. In the bottom of the 7th we go. Sonny Siebert. Bullpen is quiet. It'll be Richie Hebner. 46 is a walk. And the dangerous Stennett. 2 for 2 off of Siebert. 37, oh my goodness, is an actual single chance. It's single 1 to 12, and he gets it on a 9. My goodness. If he hit 340, that's probably an out, but he hit 353 and it's a single. 2 on for Siebert. Mound visit, he's like, guys, seriously, I got this. I'm great in Strat-O-Matic. Sonny Siebert has had a good run with the Red Sox. Now he's trying to continue this good run with the Cardinals. He will continue. In the bullpen, Chuck Taylor is a little tired. He went 3 innings. Al Raboski closed and blew a save, and they're very thin. Santorini and Barber aren't a lot. So we'll continue here with Sonny Siebert, who was a starter 8. It's not even his breaking inning yet. Manny Sanguian, 2 on, nobody out. 47's a strikeout. Back up top to Larry Milbourne. 56, they get to him with a single to right field. You got Hebner, not against Reggie Smith, so the bases are loaded for Roberto Clemente. Playing back in with a 4-3 lead. Let's take a look at the Clemente card. Roberto Clemente, your 1971, he was the World Series MVP. Hit 341 with 13 homers in his penultimate season. With the bases loaded and 1 out, the Cardinals decide to play back here and hope for a double play. The pitch to Roberto Clemente. 4-11, first C. That was a mistake. And that will score a run. By playing back, the runner scores and we're tied. Ground ball C off the pitcher's card. Tough break for Siebert. Now he got 2nd and 3rd, but there's 2 outs and a 4-4 tie. And it's Richie Zisk. 2-8, Zisk strikes out. And it's tied 4-4. Last game was tied 5-5 in the 9th. And we're just getting some entertainment for you, folks. We got top of the 8th of a 4-4 thriller. Moose will continue. Not in danger of breaking. Turn this down just a little bit for you. We can focus on the game here in the top of the 8th inning. 4-4. Reggie Smith will lead it off. 33 pops to 3rd. Bate McBride. 47 is second X. Oh, we left Stennett in the game. That was a mistake. He's a 40-41. Normally Mazeroski comes in. But he gets a ground ball C. Stennett, decent defensive play, and 3 for 3. Maybe his season's turned around. And Ted Sizemore. 3-6, grounds to short. 4-4 game, bottom of the 8th. Siebert's breaking inning. You got to break him to get him out of there, folks. It'll be Willie Stargell leading off in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch to Willie Stargell. 69, pops to 3rd. Stargell is quiet today, and 0 for 4. Bob Robertson, 2 for 3, has scored a couple. 4-11, first C, and with 2 outs. It is the Cobra, Dave Parker. He is 2 for 3. 63, pitcher X, Siebert. E24, 2, E24, and it's a GBA, and the inning's over. Moose and Siebert get their teams tied into the 9th. Neither can go extras. Moose is starter 7, but not in danger of breaking, nor is Siebert starter 8. In the 9th we go. Letting these guys fight it out in the 9th. At this point we have Justy warming. Grabowski could probably go. He can go probably a couple innings. Taylor and Hernandez, I think, will need a day off. That's how we'll play this one. Into the 9th we go. It's Bill Sidakis. More dangerous against the lefties anyway, so Moose will pitch to him. 6-12, first C for the first baseman. Mike Tyson, 2 for 3 in a rare start against a righty today. 66 is a strikeout, and with 2 outs, back up top to Lou Brock. He's walked and scored a run with a stolen base. 210 for Brock is single, 1-19. That's a base hit. I think you got to do it, folks. You got to try another stolen base for Brock. Haven't been thrown out yet today. Lou Brock with 2 outs in the 9th inning, going to try and steal a base, get in the scoring position. And the steal of 15 is thrown out, stealing by Sanguillen. Cardinals throwing all their switches. Sometimes it doesn't work. We go to the bottom of the 9th, and Sonny Siebert, starter 8, untouched in the 8th, will continue against the bottom of the Pirate lineup. It'll be Hebner, the dangerous now Stennett, and Sanguillen. Normally you think you get a break when you go to the bottom 3 hitters, but Hebner hit 300. Of course, Stennett 358 and Sanguillen 298. Richie Hebner leading off in the 9th. 1-5 is a fly ball to right. Rennie Stennett. 43. Right X. Can they get him out? In right field, you got Reggie Smith's a 3 E8 in right field. A 3 E8. And he makes the grab. And with 2 outs, it is Sanguillen. 57 is a strikeout. Boy, what an exhausted Siebert and Moose. Both have done their 9 innings and got competitive results. 4-4 going to the 10th. And we're going to go right to Justy here for the Pirates. My goodness, he's a relief too. We're seeing these teams trying to outlast each other. Justy in the 10th inning was magnificent in 72. 7-4 with a 1.92 ERA in 75 innings. Has been virtually untouchable this year. Trying to get a victory in this series. And in the top of the 10th for the Cardinals. And you really don't even want to bring in a lefty against Justy because he's better against lefties. So they're going to stick with what they have, which is Jose Ortiz, who has has an RBI triple and a walk today. 1-9, Jose Ortiz on again with a single. And he's a 16 base runner. And here is the dangerous Joe Torre. He haven't showed his card yet today. Let's take a look. Joe Torre, your 1971 National League MVP. 24 home runs, a 363 average. But it is the 137 RBI that arguably swayed the MVP voters in giving him the award over Hammerin' Hank and Willie Stargell as they doubled him in home runs. So here is Joe Torre. 310 will be a single ... My goodness. Off the closer, Justy. On the corners, nobody out. They're going to have to bring the infield up. I don't know who has the advantage here. You got Simmons, Smith, and McBride, but they're all left-handed, and Justy dominates lefties. So we should have a fun little battle here. Runners on the corners, infield up for Ted Simmons. 2-6, Simba delivers in the top of the 10th. Double one of 15 is a single ... And the Cardinals take a 5-4 lead. And now you got Al Hrabowski warming with Steve Barber and Santorini available. Runners on the corners after the single moves Torrey to third. And it's Reggie Smith still with the infield up. 57, that's a strikeout. Runners on the corners. You could do the incredible, which would be a squeeze play with the A bunter. This is the situation I do it in for a road team. A lead or tie for the runners on the corners and 1 out. We're going to do it. We're going to do a squeeze with McBride. Don't do these very often, but this seems like one of these exceptional situations to try it. And it's a 9, and that's just going to be caught at the plate. So contact with the ball, but the guy's thrown out at the plate on a tag. So that means you still have a runner in scoring position. You have runners now at first and second with 2 outs. 2 to 7, by the way. 2 to 7 gets the run in. 9 does not. 8 and 9 and 10, and of course 11 is, and I think 12 is a double play, and 11 is the runner has to try and steal a base. So first and second with 2 outs now, and it's Ted Sizemore. 110 for Sizemore, flies to left field. Well, give some props to Dave Justy and give some props to the Cardinals. Cardinals got a run, but Dave Justy, he's a heck of a reliever, and he gets the Cardinals to only get the 1 run by getting the last 3 batters out. Bottom of the 10th, 5 to 4. Now the Cardinals are going to start putting some more defense in this game, and that's Don Hahn. Don Hahn will play left field. He'll come in for Jose Ortiz. He will play left field. Brock moves to right field, and the right fielder, Reggie Smith, will move over to first base where he's a 3, whereas Sudakis was a 4. So you've added a 1 first to the outfield, and you've added a 3 to the infield. And you got the top of the Pirate lineup, Milbourne, Clemente, and Zisk. And I think the Al Oliver injury weakens the bench. You only have 2 guys here. And the Pirates are going to pinch hit for Milbourne with Frank Tavares in the 10th inning as Al Hrabowski comes on to try and get the save for Sonny Siebert, who stuck around long enough to inherit a win here. If Hrabowski can close this thing out. Hrabowski, 2-4 with a 2.09 ERA in 56 innings in 1973 for the Cardinals. Al Hrabowski in the bottom of the 10th. And pinch hitter Frank Tavares. 65 is a strikeout. And now you've got Roberto Clemente. He had an RBI ground out in the 7th when they elected to play the infield back. Hits lefties much better than righties, as you saw the card. The pitch to Roberto Clemente. 5-10 off Hrabowski is catcher's X. This is Simmons, a 3E14. High E rating for a catcher, but he makes the play. And with 2 outs, it's Richie Zisk in there for the injured Oliver, and it actually plays well for the Pirates. Let's take a look. Richie Zisk, your 1973 Pirate, 324, 333 at-bats and 10 home runs. He actually could even play center field for this year. Of course, eventually he'll be a corner outfielder and a DH. Has some success with Texas and Seattle later in the decade as well. Big moment here. 2 outs, nobody on with Willie Stargell on deck. The pitch to Richie Zisk. 2-6 is a base hit. He's an 11 runner. And we theoretically could pinch run, Mazeroski? No, Mazeroski's a 10. That won't work. So it's Willie Stargell. Let's take a look at Willie Stargell. 1971, 48 home runs, 295 average, 83 walks. And the good news for the Cardinals is there's a lefty on the mound, and now the presence of Al Hrabowski is. Stargell destroys righties. Tie run at first with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th inning. A walk-off homer would put the Pirates in first place at the All-Star break. Right here and right now. What a moment. Willie Stargell. And here is the pitch. 65 off Hrabowski is ground ball second C. And Al Hrabowski, who blew the save or lost the game 4, gets the save in Game 5 with a scoreless bottom of the 10th. And Hrabowski outpitches Justy in the 10th inning for each squad as the Cardinals win Game 5, 5-4. Pirates still up 3-2, but the Cardinals will have home field advantage in Games 6 and 7 in Busch Stadium. What a series. What a fun series. What two fun teams to play. We'll give you the box and look at the stats of the teams. Justy, a rare loss for him. 3 hits, a run, and a K in the 10th. Bob Moose, 9 pretty decent innings. Did give up the 9 hits and the 4 runs. Battled out of some trouble. Minimized damage when he could. 3 of those are earned because of the throwing error. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Hrabowski gets a save in the 10th. Only a single and a strikeout. So he writes his ship as the closer. How about Sonny Siebert? Another big game for the Sonny Siebert career. He has done very well for me in Strat with Boston and now with St. Louis. 9 hits and 4 runs. Those 4 runs were earned. Of course, there was that single one line out the rest in the 4th inning that made that happen. 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. 101-10, 010-10, 512-410, 512-410, 2627. Cardinals put 14 men on base. Pirates put 12 men on base. Cardinals win by a run. Pretty much straightforward there. Great baseball. So, at the end of this video, we'll give you the results of Game 6 and 7 if necessary. But let's take a peek now. As once again, this division does a flip-flop. The Cardinals climb back into first place by a whisker. Yeah, the Cardinals are a half game ahead of the Pirates now, and a half game ahead of the Reds right now, with 2 more games to play in this series, in this crazy division. 16-14 Cardinals are hitting .267, which, I don't know, I think it's a little bit low for how well they've played. 3.59 ERA, which is pretty good for this team, pitching better than we probably expect. Cardinals have scored 132 runs and given up 126 runs. They're playing to that, getting some breaks, playing solid baseball. Bob Gibson is 5-4. Sonny Siebert, though, is 6-2, and Siebert's outpitched Gibson. Gibson's ERA, let's do Siebert's ERA. Let's see, 19-69. Siebert's 2.47, and Gibson's around 3.47 with his ERA. Al Hrabowski does have 9 saves and is probably going to the All-Star game as the National League's closer. And aside from that 1 loss in Game 4, the Cardinals would be leading 3-2, of course, if he would have gotten a win in that one. But it's been a great year for Al Hrabowski. You have Joe Torre with his 7 homers and Joe Torre with 21 RBIs, and he's 33 for 122. He's only hitting .270. That's not going to get him the MVP this time. It looks like Hammer Hank will get it. But some great numbers for the Cardinals. Their leading hitter might be, it might be Torrey. Like, they're hitting .267. So Reggie Smith, Simmons, Torrey, and Lou Brock are doing a little bit less than you'd like. Pirates 14-13, hitting .274 with a 3.26 ERA. Those are great numbers. Justy gets his first loss. He was 2-1 with 4 saves, only giving up 2 runs all year. You saw 1 of the 2. So I'm not really concerned with Justy or Hrabowski in the last 2 games. You know, somebody has to win these extra inning games. Pop Stargell, interesting stats. He's got 9 homer and 23 RBI. Those are fantastic numbers, but it's with 19 hits and 105 at-bats, folks. And that's certainly, you talked about Torrey. Stargell's hitting a .181. That's not a misprint. He's hitting a .181, but he's clubbing the home runs. He's just not taking the singles to the opposite field, of course. And why would he? 9 homers, 23 RBIs. You do have Roberto Clemente with 40 hits and 112 at-bats. That's 357 for Roberto Clemente. And we talked about they inserted Larry Milbourne into the leadoff spot. He's in .275. Maybe Stennett has earned the right to go back up there. Stennett has gotten hot. Maybe he needs to return to the leadoff spot. 23 for 76. hitting 303. That was after that 3-hit game you just saw. So yeah, looks like Stennett might be reclaiming the leadoff spot as the series goes to St. Louis. One more quick peek at the standings in this division. Look at this, folks. Wow. Hey, look at the Cubs, 2.5 back. It's not, you know, it's not as horrible as you think it would be. But that's it for now. We'll give you the results of games 6 and 7 if necessary at the end of this video. Thanks for checking this out, folks. We'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, just great baseball. Here's the box score from the game you just saw. The Cardinals winning in extra innings, 5-4, with Justy losing to Hrabowski in the extra inning, which means the series would go back to St. Louis for a game 6 and 7 if necessary. Pirates still lead this thing 3-2. Here we are in game 6. Jim Rooker for the Pirates, Scipio Spinks for the Cardinals, a repeat of game 1. And oh my goodness, the home cooking getting back to St. Louis, getting that win in game 5 gave the Cardinals a ton of confidence. And with the home cooking in St. Louis, the Cardinals made quick work of Jim Rooker and blew him out of Busch Stadium, folks. Just a barrage of everybody doing something here. No individual can really stands out. Everybody got a hit for the Cardinals in the first 3 innings, and Jim Rooker gets knocked out of Busch Stadium. 11 hits, 8 runs, 4 walks. The Pirates actually decide they want to make a game out of this thing. They get 3 runs in the 4th. RBIs by Parker, Hebner, and Stennett, starting to get hot. And a 2-run homer by Clemente. But more damage in the 5th. And oh boy, the crazy up and down season of Rennie Stennett continues. A single, an error by Rennie Stennett, followed by an error by Rennie Stennett, followed by a grand slam homer by Ted Simmons. To add insult to injury, the Cardinals blow out the Pirates 14-6 in game 6. You know, this Cardinal team, folks, they have something special going on. It's not an outrageous winning percentage. They are winning more than they're losing, and they're winning these close games. But it's the teams they're playing. They're playing the best in the timeline and getting the victories. So it's a game 7, folks. We got game 7 in St. Louis. Remember the Cardinals won a game 7 against the Cincinnati Reds a couple series ago. Game 7, the Aces. Steve Blass, Bob Gibson. Oh, what a tale to tell today, folks. Top of the 2nd inning. Hebner double, Larry Milbourne RBI single. So by the way, folks, the Pirates changed this lineup for a game 7. Remember Milbourne was leading off and Stennett was batting 8th? They flipped it, figuring that their tides have turned. In this game, Stennett reaches base 4 times and Milbourne reaches twice. So it worked. 1-0 lead. Bottom of the 3rd inning. The Cardinals, they just get these innings where everybody plucks away with a single or a walk. Single, walk, single. They bat around, they score 3 times. They take a 3-2 lead. The Pirates tie it in the 4th. RBI single. Again, Milbourne doubles. Stennett singles them in. Flipping the 1 and 8 players. Works to perfection for the Pirates. They tie the game at 3. But in the bottom of the 4th inning, Dwayne Anderson singles. Double by Lou Brock. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. And Jose Ortiz, that pinch hitter, who was on the bench for most of the year. He was a pinch hitter from the Cubs, has helped the Cardinals in much the same way that Lou Brock was a Cub and helped the Cardinals. How about that, folks? You like that little twist? It's a 2-out, 2-run double, and it's 5-3 for Bob Gibson. 5-3 help for Bob Gibson in a game 7. Can Bob Gibson give the Cardinals this series? Let's go to the 7th inning. After a fly out, Rennie Stennett triples. Clemente walks. They have runners on the corners. They have an option here. Do you want to bring the infield up or do you want to play it back? And they're saying we have a 2-run lead. We want to play it back. We want a double play. So what does Al Oliver do? He rolls ground ball C off the pitcher's card, which means the fifth, which means a run scores on the ground out, and then this is an RBI on the ground out, and this is a 1-run single. So that puts the runner at second, and of course Willie Stargell gets the RBI single. Or did they bring the infield up? I'm trying to remember how they did this. They did bring the infield up. No, it doesn't matter. They get the run anyway. Yeah, these are RBI singles. Anyway, Stargell gets the RBI single to tie this game. I'm trying to remember if they brought the infield up there or if they played it back. It didn't really matter because the Pirates got the 2 runs anyway because Stargell gets a single. And they tie the game at 5. But that's not the big story. The game is tied at 5, and it's a Game 7. And this is turning into another just fantastic series and a fantastic finish. So let's go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th, the number 9 hitter is out. Lou Brock singles. And, yeah, Lou Brock singles. And with 1 out, trying to think of, this is how it happens. That's right. Hahn leads off the inning and flies out. He's the number 8 hitter, in for Dwayne Anderson. Tyson, the number 9 hitter, is out. There's 2 outs and there's nobody on base. That's what it was. 2 outs, nobody on base. Lou Brock singles. So, is he going to attempt a stolen base? You're darn tootin' he's going to attempt a stolen base. And he gets it. So he does steal second base, so he does get in a scoring position with 2 outs. And the batter is no longer Jose Ortiz, who was pulled for defense earlier in the game. It's Ted Sizemore. And this is the critical play of maybe the whole entire 2023 season right here. With Brock at second after a stolen base, Ted Sizemore hits fly ball right X against Roberto Clemente, the biggest lock in right field we might have if you're not an E0. And unfortunately, Clemente is a 1E2 right fielder. That's right, a 1E2 right fielder, and a 2-base error on Roberto Clemente, one of the 2 errors he would have had in that season, happens here at the worst possible time you can imagine. I chased the result, percentage-wise, he rolled a 2.44%. Any percentage that low, unless you're an E0, it's going to be an error, and it was. And that is the percentage, and that is the incredibly horrible bad luck for a Hall of Famer at a critical time to give the Cardinals a 6-5 lead. So Gibson goes back out in the 9th. No Al Hrabowski. We're putting this in the hands of Bob Gibson to get a complete game in a game he's already given up 5 runs in. In the 9th inning, Sanguian grounds out. The bin on base 4 out of 4 times, Rennie Stennett strikes out. And the game ends Roberto Clemente versus Bob Gibson, 2 Hall of Famers, and Clemente strikes out. Cardinals win Game 7, the 3rd straight win after being down 3-1. I don't know how to say this any better, folks. But these Cardinals are probably playing the toughest baseball of any team in all, regardless of what the won-loss record is, and we'll show you that. They've beat the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates in 7-game series. So it's not going to be a gaudy win-loss mark. There it is. Cardinals. It's only 18-14, 562 ball. But they have had, without a doubt, the very toughest schedule of anybody. And they only have a 1.5 lead over the Reds. And with the Pirates stumbling at the end of this series, the beginning of this video, you heard me say how the Pirates were making their move, and then the Cardinals said, no, you're not, sir. Pirates find themselves 2.5 back out at the All-Star break. Reds still have to play the Cubs. Yeah, the Reds could somehow be leading this division at the All-Star break, but the National League is really set up for an amazing second half here. I know these won-loss records, they're not very good at all, because nobody's running away with anything. There's, and you've got the Cardinals doing something they're not supposed to be doing, and you got the Braves doing something they're not supposed to be doing, and that seems to be the difference in the National League with all the other spots up for grabs. Great baseball, though, from the Cardinals and from the Pirates. Thanks for checking this out. Break up your St. Louis Cardinals. They win Game 7 and win the series 4-3. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.